Hey guys, I know it's been forever. You don't know how many like videos I've made, like I don't know, in the last like 2 months, and I didn't upload. And then like when I've had time, I'm like, well, what's the point? I mean, that changed, this changed. Like it would be like videos, like short videos on like the new setup and little phases that I was going through because I had moved, and it was just like little phases that I had gone through and I was going through, and I just wanted to share it. But I'm like, okay, well, now it's totally different. So anyways, so there's like a bunch of random things I want to say, like always. But the other day I was listening to, somebody commented in one of my older videos from 3 years ago asking a question, and I was like, you know what, let me hear that video again. And I heard it 3 years ago, and it was the mentality to have when working with Santa Muerte, right? Or what mentality to have when working with Santa Muerte. And I'm just like blown away. I still believe 100% everything I said. Because sometimes I'll listen, I'll be like, what has changed? You know, did my perception change? Did my opinion change? Did my practices change? So it's basically me, like, I wish I could like re-upload certain parts of that video. Actually, I have to make the time to go back and like take notes because it is so amazing. It is about about having an open mind when working with Santa Muerte, and finding a balance between working. You know, you don't have to. Okay, let me start off with that. You don't have to have a spiritual teacher, but it's nice when you work with somebody who has lineage working, who has had teachers like that are like from Mexico that have been working, you know, generations of working with Santa Muerte for generations and stuff like that. It's nice to be able to have that guidance. So if you could, I say do it. But you don't have to, okay? And on top of that, there are some that call themselves teachers out there that they're not. And actually what they're doing is just damaging the Santa Muerte cult. That's what they call it in Mexico. I know the word is like a little off-putting, but it's like a cult of Santa Muerte. It's like, it's almost like it's because it's not a religion. So it's like un culto. Anyways, so basically you have to find a middle ground between having, if you could, a good teacher, right? But there are other teachers out there that, like I said, call themselves a teacher, and they're very like, this is wrong, this is right, this is wrong, this is right. Now, that's not to say that there isn't some things that are wrong and some things that are right, but for the most part, your path with her is your own. So it's about you. It's the fundamental of this cult is about building a relationship with her, and your relationship with her is your own. Now I do want to say there are no such thing as Santa Muerte sigils. If you want to have, because you just love working with sigils and symbols, if you want to create your own with Santa Muerte in whatever format you want to use it, then that's different. But that's you. You cannot then go out and try to say, hey, this is Santa Muerte sigil. Other people work with it. That is where it's wrong. So I just wanted to throw that in there. Now, I just want to also say, if you're looking for some kind of guidance, or like Alexis from City Alchemist, he has a Santa Muerte course where it's packed with information, knowledge that he has gained throughout his life from his teachers from Mexico that have worked with Santa Muerte. I highly recommend it. That was one of the first investments that I ever did. Some people I've invested in have been, you know, not the greatest, and, you know, fake or just like along the lines of what I'm saying, like, oh, this is wrong. Like, you can't, you know, in Mexico, there's been like grandmas that has been working with her for like their entire lives and their families, and whatever way they work with her works for them. So who's to say, you know, it's wrong? But anyways, okay, what else did I want to say? Yeah, so that video is awesome. I definitely thank you guys because it's still totally valid till today. There's a lot of rambling, and that's when I was like, because now what I do is like I go back and I cut out like small little like this, like stumbling and stuff like that in my videos, but back then I wasn't. So it's just have a little patience. But there's a lot of really important, valuable information that I say there that I still believe to be true to this day.